Sandra. Folkseen is coming, so don't be. What? How does it go now? Oh, Folkseen is a coming. We'll be here right on time. And if you stick around, you'll hear old song. Well, how aren't you singing?
That's good enough. That's good enough.
All right, that's good enough, guys out there. Welcome to Folkseen. We can't do our standard opening number because both of my guitars are tuned in odd tunings, so we're just going to have to say welcome to Folkseen.
But welcome, and we are excited about today's show because we are featuring our cottage at Nagshead, and we're not there at the cottage, unfortunately, but
we're close to a painting of it.
We're close to a painting of it, and the reason we're featuring it is because our state magazine, which is a very popular magazine in North Carolina.
You've got a copy there, don't you?
I'm going to show it in just a sec.
Okay.
Is coming out with the May issue, which we think will be out this week sometime. We hope it will. Anyway, this is a copy of the April issue of our state magazine. And you think that's showing?
Yeah, but we're running
All
out
right.
of time too, okay?
And our cottage is featured in our state magazine, and so we wanted the show to kind of correspond with the coming out of the magazine, and all the songs are original songs by Billy, and they have something to do with the cottage.
Yeah, thank you. And we really feel fortunate that our state magazine came down and did the shoot, the photo shoot, and the story and all, and you know, it's just something that really has made us feel real special, and we haven't seen the story yet, so
we haven't seen it.
Could
We're looking forward to it.
An expose. I mean, there may be things in there that we, might regret saying 2 years ago.
And we're not sure, but we think it's the feature story.
Well, we're not sure.
We're not sure about that, but anyway.
But so the first song that we're going to start off with, ma'am.
Shall I lift this up?
Oh yeah, please lift that up.
All right.
The first song is called "Brave Centurion."
Good grief, this is heavy.
And it is this is a woodcut. You talk about it so I can get you on the air.
All right. Well, I'm not real sure what you were getting ready to say, but anyway, this is a woodcut that Billy did of the cottage. This way, okay. That he did of the cottage, and he titled it "The Brave Centurion." Centurion because it's over 100 years old, and it has braved many, many storms. And so, in addition to doing a painting about it and the title "Brave Centurion," he also wrote a song called "Brave Centurion," and so that's the song we're going to sing for you now. Do you want to say anything else about the woodcut?
No, except that I cut my finger when I was doing it. So, you can set that down now.
You actually remember that?
Well, yeah, I always remember when I cut my finger because I can't play my guitar after I cut my finger.
Okay. All right.
The song, I've tried to incorporate. I mean, we've been in the cottage many, many times through many, many storms, and some serious ones close to hurricane strength, and so we know the ferociousness of the water and the winds down there when a storm is coming, and during that time. I mean, it's quite an experience. The cottage is shaking.
And in case you don't remember, the cottage, I guess you can tell from this, does sit in the water, in the Sound, in the Albemarle Sound. It's the Albemarle Sound, right?
That's close enough.
Yeah. And
it might be something else, but that's close enough.
I think it's the Albemarle.
Okay, all right.
Or is it the Roanoke?
It may be the Roanoke.
Well, anyway, it sits in the Sound.
I know
water.
It's not the Croatan.
Right.
But
right.
anyway, so in the song, I'm trying to give the feeling of that stormness.
Stormness.
New
Okay.
word, yeah.
All right. All right.
Let me get my words here. Stormness. That's a new word.
You like that word, huh? That's a neologism. Did you know that?
What?
That's a neologism.
Was that a new
when
word?
you coin a new word like that, it's called a neologism. I just learned that word, so.
I have my guitar tuned in an open tuning, an E major tuning, and I'm playing some notes that make it a minor, so we'll see how it goes.
Okay, so Brave Centurion.
If you don't mind, I'm going to take my telephone off because it causes my
Probably a good idea.
hand to be heavier.
And we don't want it to ring anyway.
There were dark winds and rain a-comin'. At first there was no sound. The wind speed passed 75 and they could not keep the water down. The tides were going crazy. Sky blocked out the sun. Standing in the water between heaven and earth was a brave Centurion. When the storm struck, there was havoc. Things were washing away, flying limbs from trees, causing injuries early in the day. Then the wind speed moved higher. Folks began to run. Standing in the water between heaven and earth was a brave Centurion. Brave Centurion, through the darkness and the sun. Brave Centurion, through the darkness and the sun. Brave Centurion. There's got to be a lesson hidden somewhere in this tale about the house that looks so fragile, the house that seems so frail. I don't know what the moral is. One thing I know is true. You got to bend with the wind. Trust God to see you through. Through the darkness and the sun. Brave Centurion, through the darkness and the sun. Brave Centurion. Brave Centurion. Brave Centurion.
And she is brave.
Yes,
she has endured a lot.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, being 100 years old, and a lot of that wood down there is very fragile. But you know, we don't really understand why that cottage has been there for. Well, we do understand it. I think we feel like that the Lord just put a protective covering over for one thing. But
He did. He has,
you know,
and does.
Some of those pilings down there. I guess I've replaced just about all of the pilings at some point in time, so they're pretty much all new. Which is, I think, have been the saving grace. So, anyway.
Well, in case you missed the first of the show, we are featuring things that have to do with our cottage today because our state magazine is coming out. The May issue is about the cottage and things that have happened down there with our family. And so one of the things that happened down there is, do you want me to tell this story or do you want to tell it?
Well, do I talk faster than you?
Well,
Yeah,
whatever.
Can I capsule it very
Sure,
quick? Okay.
sure.
I was drafted in 1966, and before we went overseas, before I went overseas, Sandra and I went down to Nagshead, and we were married at the time.
No.
No, we weren't married.
No.
Okay. And I had a little motorcycle, we were trucking around and went to Nagshead, up in the Nagshead woods. There was virtually nothing up there at the time, and we were riding down some of the trails and ended up by a lake, and there was a birch tree there, and I carved our initials in that tree. BS and SM, because her last name was Matlock, and so we carved the initials in the tree, and then I went on overseas and was gone for 2 years. And
Well, we got married before you went overseas.
we did?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we got married before.
Yes, we did.
Okay. Well, I hope we were married anyway. So anyway, so we went overseas, and Sandra was with me together, and it seemed like the time went by, and we forgot that tree. And after I retired from Rose High School 2 years ago, I just set upon a mission to find that tree, thinking there's no way it's going to be there, because they had developed, real estate had come in and developed the land back in there, and so, you know, and plus the fact that, you know, there were so many roads back there, I just thought I'd never find it. But to make a long story short, I looked for about 2 weeks, traveling around in my little truck, and there were a lot of private roads and so forth that you couldn't go down, and I finally took a chance on this one road. You know, we should have saved this story for the book that you're going to show.
Well, I was getting ready to do that in a minute.
You were?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so to make a short story long, I found the tree after it was 40 years later, and so Sandra's going to show you. Well, she can take over now because I'm going to get up and get the camera. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, now,
that's right.
Okay.
Okay. So, and actually, it was 4 years ago, not 2 years ago. He's lost track of time, but anyway, it was in 2006. In the fall that he refound the tree, and so Christmas of 2006, when I unwrapped a present, this is what I found. It was in this case right here, and lo and behold, he made for me a pop-up book called The Legend of the Tree, and now he's written songs about it, but I'm going to just show you a little bit of the tree. This was, let's see, I need to turn it the other way, don't I? Nope, that's the right way. This was the Nagshead Woods where the tree was when he went looking for it. And this shows the cottage and just growing up years and all that when we kind of forgot about the tree. There he is hunting for it. Are you able to get this?
Well, you keep moving it up
I
and
know.
down and
I'm
up
sorry.
and down. So
I'm
hold
sorry.
it steady.
Okay.
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 So there I am.
Sorry.
Never mind. Just do what you want to do. Okay.
Okay.
Because you're going to anyway.
All right. And then here finally is the tree itself.
Now hold that steady.
All right.
All right. And who are the two people in front there?
I wonder who that is.
I got no idea.
Okay. Anyway. So, and you know what I missed was the one of the cottage. I did want to show that one. Here, let me show that pop-up. There's the pop-up of the cottage. Is that not
Tilt
just...
it towards the camera.
Okay, is that not just incredible? Billy didn't know how to make a pop-up book. He had to buy a book and study how to do it. And so, anyway, I was quite taken with the book, needless to say, and it's all about the tree and the fact that over 43 years ago it was carved, and then we refound it. So he's written 2 songs about the tree.
But we're only singing one.
But we're only singing one. Yeah.
Oops, let me get my words here. So I can. Day upon the Outer Banks with the girl I was to marry, I carved a place of solitude before I went to war. Carved our names into a tree and said, "Oh, Sandra, please, don't forget me while I'm gone far, far overseas." The years went by and we did love, we had a family too. The memory of our dear old tree fell into the blue. At times we think about that day, but mostly we just knew time had taken up the years and taken our tree too. And sometimes when we needed to have a mending thought to remind us legacies and memories can't be bought, that all the loving things we do forever set us free. That is why we search so hard to find our lost tree. I'd almost given up until one day in spring, one more shot I thought I'd give to find our tree again. 40 years and then some, could it be the same? Somewhere in the Nagshead woods where we carved our name. I followed all the signs and clues as best I could remember, thinking back where we had walked late in September. So much had changed, but there it was. The day was getting dark, but I could see our names carved deep within the bark. Sometimes when we needed to have a mending thought to remind us memories and legacies can't be bought, that all the loving things we do forever set us free. And that is why we search so hard to find our lost tree. That is why we search so hard to find our lost tree.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was in an E tuning as well, which was it's always unusual to play with different fingers when you have the same chords.
Now, the reason we included this song in this show is because it is in the article in our state.
The song is, or the tree is?
The story about the tree is in the article.
It is?
Yes.
Okay, all
Well,
right.
at least I think it is.
Well,
We talked about it a lot, so.
It's funny that we talk about a song that, a story that we haven't even seen yet, but at any rate, that's kind of interesting. So, at any rate, the next song that we want to do is one that what? Say it.
We have 10 minutes left.
Okay, but this song is about a 4-minute song, 4 minutes long, and then we've got the kayakalon to talk about, don't we?
Okay.
And then we can talk a little bit more about the cottage, or we could sit here and talk more about the tree. Tell me about the tree.
I don't think there's anything else to say about the tree.
Right. That was all. We said it all in the song, huh?
I think we said
Pretty much
it all in the song.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just saying we didn't need to rush into the next song. That's what I was trying to say, but you wouldn't let me be subtle about it.
I can.
Hush.
Talk
Stop that.
slow. Oh, okay. All right. This next song is one that you know, it's kind of an odd. It's really an unusual subject. Because when you go into Nagshead, and we've gone to Nagshead a few times, we always get to Columbia and we cross this river going into Columbia, and there used to be a really older bridge. They replaced the bridge there now, but it's called the Scuppernong River. And the Scuppernong River is a black water river, which most of those back rivers are black.
Well, and it runs
pretty
between,
black.
and we're not sure how to pronounce this correctly, but it runs between Washington and Tyrrell counties,
Or Tyrrell, something like
or Tyrrell. We're not
Tyrrell,
sure how to
right.
pronounce it, but
Right.
anyway.
And on the map, I looked on a map, and it looks to me like that the Scuppernong River runs off of Bull Bay, which is the Albemarle Sound, and it just kind of comes through Columbia and circles around, and it ends up in kind of an odd little place there. I can't tell if it's woodly or something. At any rate, the song is called East of the River Scuppernong, and it's I don't know.
So it's
a very
referring
special-
to our trips, you know,
Well,
to
it's
our
about-
being at
yeah,
the cottage.
It's a story of us at Nagshead, basically,
Yeah,
because it
yeah.
starts off when we're very young. So,
And all that takes place east of that river. Scuppernong grapes are very
yeah,
well
you have a
known.
date there, 1757 or something.
I don't know where it is. 1726 Scuppernong grapes were whatever. Discovered, I guess.
You're not helping me with my words.
Oh,
I've had to
sorry.
do this every single time. You know
Okay,
that?
you'll be all right.
I've lost the flow. Yes, I see the water and the trees. Take me beyond. Take me beyond to the fields and the long sand hills. East of the river, east of the river, Scuppernong. My love and I years ago found a place upon the shore. We raised our girls and so much more. We weren't rich, we weren't poor. East of the river, east of the river, Scuppernong. See the sun go down, dropping into the sound of all we rearrange, that will never change. East of the river, east of the river, Scuppernong. Below the sky, above the sand, we saw the birds, we saw the land. There was space to walk and roam. were dunes, but now they're gone. East of the river, east of the river, Scuppernong. Now we pine for the good old days, the good clean air, the good old ways, when one drink would last all day. Sounds would come from miles away. Sounds would come from miles away. East of the river, east of the river, Scuppernong. See the sun go down, dropping into the sound of all we rearrange, that will never change. East of the river, east of the river, Scuppernong. East of the river, east of the river, Scuppernong.
I think that's one of my favorites that you've written.
Well,
I really like it.
good.
We featured original songs today by Billy.
And before we close, before we say our goodbyes, I just want to mention an event that's coming up that you might be interested in. It's the Kayak-a-lon. It's next Saturday down at Goose Creek. And of course, this is
Give the date, because some people might be watching it.
Well, tell me what the date is for next week.
Well, that would be the 24th,
Anyway,
right?
It's a
I think it's the 24th.
It's 3 events: kayaking, foot racing, and biking. And it's next Saturday, starting at 9 o'clock at Goose Creek. And you need to be there a little earlier than that, of course. Bring your own kayaks. I'm not sure of the distance that you're going to be running, but you can get all that information on the Pit Tar River Foundation.org. That's ptrf.org. And get all the information you need. So
and
that's
just scroll. If you'll scroll that,
yeah, I'll
people
scroll
will be able
that.
to
Sure,
get it.
yeah. But anyway, thanks for joining us on Folkseen, and I hope that you enjoyed the songs. I sure enjoyed writing them. I think I wrote most of them down at Nagshead this past winter.
And be sure and go get an issue of our state, the May issue of our state magazine, because the cottage is featured in there, and be sure and grab a copy of that.
Right, and you can learn all of the dark secrets of the Stinson family. We think, I'm not sure. Anyway,
we're not sure what's in it.
That's been it for Folkseen. We're glad you stuck around. How's the rest of it go? We hope you liked our stories. We hope you liked our sound. Anyway, see you next week.
Thanks for joining us.